This is the Hypothetically Sound podcast,
hosted by Alec, Randy, and Xavier,
where we take a hypothetical look at the world around us,
exploring the what ifs, maybes, and how comes.
Join in on the unfiltered, raw, and real conversations as we explore the world around us.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Hypothetically Sound Mysteries and Wonders. We're going to be talking about the one, the only, you probably forgot about this one, honestly, Bigfoot. What you guys know about Bigfoot?
He gives me beef jerky if I find him in the woods. True, he is big. He has a foot, and people think he looked like a bear. That's about it. That really sums up Bigfoot, yeah, for sure.
Try to throw in the messing with Sasquatch meme in there?
No. He just seems like a guy who likes beef jerky and would share it. That's all.
And would what?
Share it.
Yeah, probably. I really like this myth, this legend. It's kind of one that in one of our previous episodes we kind of talked about it, like surviving the times. I think it's definitely one of the legends that may not have survived the time or be as relevant as some of the other ones. It was really popular for a long time. And I mean, it goes back for quite some time. And for those of you who don't know what Bigfoot is, the legend of Bigfoot, particularly in North America and the northwest part of America, are tales of a 7-foot-tall hairy man or men stalking the woods, occasionally scaring people, workers like lumberjacks, hikers, pretty much anything you can think of. So, and there was a time where there was quite a lot of people riding the bandwagon. You guys know about any people who have talked about Bigfoot at all?
No, I actually don't know. Like, are there celebrities who back a Bigfoot and his reality of being real?
Probably somewhere.
Honestly,
I just stick to all the old information, honestly, because that's when it matters the most. New age stuff doesn't really matter.
I'll be honest, when it does, like, he is like the OG, especially in America, of like mythological creatures and beasts. However, not a lot of people talk about him, which is weird, right? That is real weird if you think about it, because he's the one you're most likely to see. He's the one that gets reports, hundreds. Well,
and I think a big role in that, though, is just it's almost already scientifically proven to have not been real. A lot of the tales go back all the way to 1958. It's kind of around the time when the media, with media being what it was at the time, picked up a story. An individual by the name of Ray Wallace, a road constructor, was working in Northern California, and he made plaster casts of giant footprints that he found near his work site. So that's kind of where a lot of the steam began. Hundreds, and probably close to thousands of similar footprints and handprints have been reported since then. And some were clearly made by bears. Some were clearly fake. And even Ray Wallace's relatives later found in life that there were some tools or wooden shoes or feet matching some of the footprints that he had casted during his time.
Interesting.
So kind of looking at that, it kind of sets the premise right away, right? Like, there definitely is an explanation for all of them, if not majority of them at least. But it does still get interesting, right? So in October 1967, Roger Patterson and Bob Gilman actually ventured out into the woods where Ray Wallace had found those original footprints. And what happened to them there was quite interesting, because let me explain what happens first, and then we can kind of talk about it more. They essentially filmed a short sequence of it was about 80 feet distance, actually showing something that didn't look like any animal known to man or inhabitant of the region. So what do you guys think about that?
I think in general, Bigfoot's like really just kind of ambiguous enough to be anything.
Mm-hmm.
I think the issue with Bigfoot and its stories over the year is its wide ranging area of findings.
Right.
The fact that someone in Minnesota has seen it, but someone in upstate New York has seen it, and someone in Washington has seen it, like not. I'm 100% positive that 90% of the sightings are just bears walking on 2 feet.
Mm-hmm.
While I do believe, though, that Bigfoot did exist at one point, just a intelligent creature, I think it quickly died out, though.
Wasn't that smart then, was it?
No, it was just more intelligent than average bear, but like I think it just had too many
I mean, I've seen a bear in real life.
evolutionary issues, and it didn't evolve like properly or something. I don't know. I just don't like. I just think it died out at some point, but it was like there was maybe a creature that was bigger than average bear that only walked on 2 feet.
I always think about it, right? Because if you think about the time, right, 1967, deep fakes and things like that, I feel like were not on the forefront of everyone's minds.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are your guys' take on the concept of could they have faked that video for traction, for popularity, or do you think they genuinely recorded something that was unexplainable?
So yeah, to fake it back then, super easy. Especially with it being like a popular thing and topic, you know, and people just like willing to grasp onto anything, any form of information. 100% think they probably faked it for attention.
I'm pretty sure there was a like the Sci-Fi or Discovery or something that was all about myth busting. Not Mythbusters, obviously, but a different show that focused on paranormal type things.
How it's made?
And they recreated that video very easily, and was able to like bust it like within like one attempt. They're like, yeah, that's it. We did it.
Yeah, I mean, it was not terribly hard to do that around that time. But I guess the better question is why do you think the legend has persisted for as long as it did? If so much information, disproved so many of the claims and it was such a wide range, do you think that because it was something unknown that it drew attention in? Or what do you think would cause people to continue to believe even though there's been proof that it's not real?
I think it's just the account of how many people think they see it that keeps it alive. Like it's such a wide range of people claiming they see it. Again, there's hundreds and hundreds of claims of it yearly. Even like now, it's like UFOs, right? Like there's hundreds and hundreds of claims of seeing UFOs and stuff, even though there's a wide variety of people that don't believe in it. Like these are the claims that keep people being like, oh man, maybe Bigfoot and Yetis and all this stuff are all just like one breed that's like spread across the world, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or the United States. And they're just like
by Pangea.
Are just intelligent enough to like stay out of sight because they seen what we do to the shit, you know what I'm saying? Because like let's be honest, we catch a Bigfoot, right? Not only is we probably gonna like experiment something horrible to the thing, they're gonna be looking for more. You know?
Oh yeah.
So I think another reason it's persisted so long is as hunting technology has improved and people now have hunting cameras all over the place, and something walks in front of it that's a good distance away but isn't make outable. People are like, oh, it's Bigfoot, because they can't tell what it is in the fucking shitty ass hunting cameras. Or if they're out in the middle of the forest at night setting up something or they live out there and they see something walk by a tree and it's big and hairy. Oh, it's Bigfoot. But who's going to go up to a creature that you can't see in the dark that is obviously big enough to set off your fucking fight or flight instincts that you notice it? I always thought Bigfoot though was just like, how there's like in West Virginia families that we don't like live out in the boondocks that you don't even know about. What if it was just like it started in one of these forest areas, a family that lived out in the middle of the forest in a cabin, survived off the land, and just happened to have two big ass sons or daughters that were hairy and was walking around the forest at night, and that's what someone saw.
And I mean, and that's like that kind of leads me to the next thing. And kind of want to get your guys' opinion on it, which is a Soviet scientist, Boris Porshnev, hopefully I said that correctly, has actually suggested that the Sasquatch, or Bigfoot rather, could be a remnant of the, closest to Neanderthals that we have been.
Yeah, no,
do you guys think that kind of makes sense? Because, I mean, that kind of sounds like... I mean, it's something that I would definitely agree with, especially because the fact that, every bloodline is different. So characteristics and traits that, all the bloodlines hold are all different. What do you think about that?
No, I think that is, at least maybe not in America where Bigfoot's popular, but in the Scandinavian and Northern European areas where Yetis are more popular, I think that makes 100% sense, because, like I said, you're talking about areas in the Northern Europe that aren't very genetic diverse, and so being in the area where the last known Neanderthals existed, it's not unthinkable to think that in the last 2,000 years, your genetic diversity being so limited that you wouldn't still hold a lot of the traits. Yeah. And so having the elongated heads, bigger than needed feet, longer than necessary arms would be very easy to not understand if you see it walking by quickly.
Right. Anything different than you, right?
Yeah. It's kind of weird. I feel like creatures like Bigfoot would be more aggressive.
Right. You would think that. I mean, much like we fear them for being different, I'm sure any creature that sees something it's not used to would also be the same.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
I feel like there's no way that they wouldn't be near apex in the forest, right? Like they got thumbs. We're assuming they got thumbs and shit, for Christ's sakes. Like,
yeah, they
can just do things that other animals cannot in general.
Oh yeah, 100%.
100%. And if intelligent enough, they definitely probably use tools of some sort.
Yeah.
So and you're not. They're fucking giant. There's no way they don't got some fucking crazy strength, right?
Right. I mean, just like overall, the whole way of living would be different. So,
and there's enough sightings that we can assume that one of them had to be aggressive enough that if it sees someone, it would attack.
Oh, 100%.
Right.
100%.
And so that kind of fights the theory of Bigfoot being real for me, at least, because like, I give me someone who got torn in half, and then I 400% be like, yeah, Bigfoot's real,
right, or something of that nature. But
the breed's real. You know what I'm saying?
With science being the way that it is nowadays, especially, I mean, there's we have radars and sonar and satellites and everything else. I mean, I'm almost 100% positive with how much the world is probably being watched. And it's not. I'm not saying like wearing my tinfoil hat, but I'm just saying like things are looked at. Like if legends were said to be in a certain area, you can almost best believe the government or some agency has spent money and time and effort in scanning areas and doing, readings of underground to see if there's tunnels, etc., and whatever else.
Mhm.
So I'm sure most things that are real have been discovered. Certainly, and that's, I referenced this in another video. The only place that we really can for sure say that we don't know what's exactly all going on is the ocean.
Yeah.
In Area 51.
And well, someone somewhere can say something about that.
But they won't.
Yeah.
They scared.
They won't. Yeah. Well, maybe it's the same way with Bigfoot.
I never think the myth
maybe he did get captured. He's just chilling out in the government facility with his feet
Maybe
up.
that's what they have at Area 51. Every single legend that anyone has ever came up with. What if they're all just contained there?
Sure.
It'd be really weird to do that too, I think, because I feel like it'd just be easier to fucking
die.
Yeah. It's just like that, and I feel like it'd just be easy to be like, yeah, we got Bigfoot. Don't need to ever fucking worry about him again because there's only one and he's here.
Right.
Or we stole the Loch Ness. We have his skeleton. It's dead. Stop looking. And then they could just use these areas as their own fucking hidden little government.
Well, then people would want to be in there even more, though, right? They'd want.
Nah.
Yeah, they
tell
would.
Tell them you found it somewhere fucking stupid. Be like, yeah, we found it in Washington, but in reality, they found it in fucking Maine.
No, they'd want to see documentation and videos and what kind of interactions were held. But you know how it is. But that pretty much covers it for Bigfoot. I just want to quick touch on it, kind of see, bring it into memory for people who are listening who may not have, even had a second thought about it since haven't heard it really brought up in a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, at least for me personally, until we were talking about it just today, I hadn't thought about Bigfoot for years. Even the concept of it, there's no media, no more movies really coming out about it. I think the last one was 10 years ago or something like that for Bigfoot.
Oh, there's a video game.
Is there a recent one?
Yeah. It's called Bigfoot.
Yeah. It doesn't it doesn't really stand out. So
no, it does not.
You guys got some shout outs here for me today?
Oh, for sure, dude. Shout out to the people who get nicknamed Bigfoot because they're all hairy and shit. I'm sure that joke gets old. And you know what could fix that? Just shave. Yeah. It might be uncomfortable for you, but just do it.
Yeah.
Or deal with the joke. Get over it. One of your choice.
Fair enough.
But shout out to you for suffering.
Thanks, man.
You got 3 nipples. You're not hairy.
What? Well, that's the solid time. So you guys know where to find us. And if you don't know where to find us, you can find us on YouTube, Tumblr, Podbean, Twitter, pretty much any platform you could think of. Just search Hypothetically Sound, jump on in, listen to a video, listen to a podcast, watch a video, and leave us a like, maybe a comment. Tell us why we're not good. Tell us what we do good. Do good.
Okay,
most of all, come back,
cut it off,
and listen to us again because we appreciate it and we appreciate you.
He's 27 and he made a doo-doo joke. 26, my bad.
Speaking of that, there's one time Alec doo-dooed on himself. Well, I guess
I never. Okay,
have a good night.
Wait, my adult life or my kid life? Everyone's doo-dooed on themselves in their kid life. Adult life, if you tell me you've never shit yourself, you're a fucking liar. And I know you're a liar, okay? Everyone has shit themselves as an adult. Whether you want to admit it or not, everyone has, all right? There's not a single person who has not. Don't you forget that. But yeah, I've done it 3. I got no shame.
Thank you for listening to Hypothetically Sound. We hope you enjoyed the episode. All episodes can be found at hypotheticallysound.podbean.com, as well as on Apple, Spotify, and Pandora. For full unedited video versions of the podcast, please visit us at youtube.com/hypotheticallysound.